Welcome to day 47 of the Sacred Pause. Thank you to all of you for your presence at the fire last night. Thank you to Mary Curtis for her singing and her wisdom, and to Pearl for making such an extravagant dispatcho offering to Mother Earth on our behalf. The seeds of awakening of the new dawn, the wine representative of our love, the petals of the beauty of our planet, and the great feather as we embark on a brand new flight. Fire truly gives us the opportunity to accelerate both personal and planetary transformations. Thank you to all of you. Aho. Now, I wanted to start today with a quote from a writer called William Golding. He wrote many books, including Lord of the Flies, but this quote is from The Inheritors. When the spring came, the people, what was left of them, moved back to their old paths close to the sea. But this year, strange things were happening, terrifying things that had never happened before, inexplicable sounds and smells, new, unimaginable creatures half glimpsed through the leaves. What the people didn't, and perhaps never would know, was that the day of their people was already over. Now, you might think it's a strange passage to pick, but what they're trying to say is exactly what I'm going to start talking about now. I'm not trying to scare people with this passage, but if you look at COVID-19 through the eyes of serpent, the reptilian brain, perhaps those people who think we'll get back to some semblance of normality very, very soon might be in for a bit of a shock, because the unimaginable creatures, i.e. the virus, climate change, escalating mental health problems, they're not just going to disappear. Pachamama is far too intelligent for that. They are the elephant in the room that's not going to go away, and as Anka, who knows very well living in Namibia, elephants are very stubborn, intelligent creatures who never forget. Now it seems like forever since day 10 of the Sacred Pause, when I talked about how the spiritually educated cultures perform the first chakra rites of passage to celebrate a youth's coming into manhood or womanhood, usually around the age of between 13 and 16, depending on the culture. This is where the youth lets go of the parental bonds tying them to their mother or their father, and during the ceremony the teenager is gifted earth as the mother, and the heavens as the ever-dependable and enduring father. Now this ensures that the young person will continue to be parented, but now by powers much greater than his biological parents, as they embrace their new cosmic parents. Now these rituals are effectively life training programs, initiations into adulthood, and they always reflect the values and beliefs in many colourful ways in the different cultures, in the different corners of our earth. They teach the young person to become responsible, to have hope. They teach them resourcefulness and great wisdom. The Maasai safeguard their lineage by putting youngsters through warrior training and the transmission of indigenous knowledge in preparation for their eldership. The Inuits in Alaska, they take their first Caribou kill. They have an ancient symbolic tattoo, and they learn to become storytellers and wisdom sharers with their community. And in South America, the Inca, Well, they take members of their tribe, the young members, on a vision quest to bring their youngster into a deep encounter with the natural world, to awaken, to heal, and to transform lives. They take the hero's journey to deepen their spiritual path. Now, in contrast, most Westerners are spiritual orphans. We struggle through life, feeling parentless, and in times of great change like we have right now, we really feel quite rudderless, and we have nobody to turn to, so we often start to panic. Now, this is a subject really close to my heart, because I believe the Western society's equivalent of the rites of passage, the bar mitzvah, the confirmation in the Christian faith, I think they're long outdated, and they don't prepare us sufficiently to make that giant leap between youth and adulthood. And every year the gulf gets bigger and bigger. This is why our culture has become so out of balance and allowed maverick rituals such as bullying, joyriding, drug and alcohol abuse to destroy many families and young lives when it seemed there was so much promise. I believe every child needs a positive gateway into adulthood, and as I've alluded to before, the latest generation of children, well, they're really special. They may be rainbow children, indigo children, crystal children. You can call them whatever you want, but there's no doubt they're of a far higher consciousness, and they have a natural spiritual intelligence, but they still need to be guided. Even those who don't accept, as I do, that the education system is becoming outdated, even those who don't believe that we are a generation in spiritual crisis, I think everyone has to accept that right now we live in a society with two major issues: mental health, and so many suicides, countless cases of domestic violence right now, and also climate change, and we are right in the thick of a major climate issue. Now, new situations require new passages, and I truly believe a program needs to be designed to prepare people for adulthood, to allow them to gently allow their infantile ego to die, to shed the skins of callow youth, and to step into a new destiny with a mature mindset, and to build a better new world for themselves. Now, while the indigenous cultures have made this a key milestone in their lives and adapted it through the mists of time, Western culture has not really allowed us to do this, and we rely very heavily on outdated religious practices and parents to allow tradition to naturally light the pathway. Or in simple English, in many cases, that's often letting the blind lead the blind, because the parents never had this rites of passage, so how can they pass it on? The wisdom's not there. Now, I believe, and I'd love you guys to help, that this is a time to create a new blueprint for all young people in Western society, so they can cross the bridge to adulthood safely, and also in a way which provides them with the life skills that they need. That is not to say we don't let them make mistakes, because this will always be a crucial part of their wisdom process. But I do believe that we have to create a pathway and a ritual which challenges our youngsters, where we can usher in a coming-of-age team, the elders of our respective societies and cultures, so we can share the knowledge, but also let the youngsters find new wisdom. My brothers and sisters, there is no single right answer here, because every life and every culture is unique, and that is the beauty of the sacred pause. We're all over the world. But as the soul doctors of this earth, we know that if we have our first chakra out of balance, disconnected from the feminine earth, then the masculine principle always dominates, exacerbating the effects of testosterone. And as I've discussed, this can become very dangerous. We become like a tree with no roots, more separated from the earth, more hostile, and we also really lose our connection with the feminine. And this is why so many gifted young people seem so disconnected right now. So many of them are taking their own lives, allowing their darkness to smother other people's light. You see, when you deal with young people, I think the best question you can ask yourself is, what advice would you have given your 13-year-old self? And instead of allowing the parents to take the easy option by letting them watch YouTube, it's an irony that we're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on YouTube, but you know what I mean. We can't just allow them to listen to YouTube, watch YouTube, constantly sift through social media channels, play video games, or close our eyes when they start drinking and taking drugs. Let's take these people out into nature. Let's let them see the real world. Let them learn life skills, connect with the earth, become resourceful, creative, find their courage, step into their truth. Start meditating, learning mindfulness so they can walk their own path before this crisis even begins. My brothers and sisters, we are their guiding lights, and we need to light the path for them. And that's even more so now than ever before as COVID-19 tightens its grip. Tonight's meditation will be done by the marvellous Mary Curtis. And Mary will help us balance our root chakra, send a silver thread down to Mother Earth so we can really connect. Before you begin, please open sacred space. Send great healing to all the mothers and females of this world, of all species, as we honour the feminine on Mother's Day. Also, to all the struggling mothers out there, let's send them our love and healing. And please send healing to all the people from less privileged societies who work for the luxury that we live in the West. Aho to Ruth, to Rose and to Yasmin for these suggestions. Also, let's put in the healing pot our reverence, our love and relationships with our mother on the astral and the physical level and all dimensions. Aho to Julian for that suggestion. Please also send great healing to Sophia's grandchild, Sahaj, who has an allergic condition and really needs our love and healing right now. Please put Sven Arne Hansen into the healing pot in Norway as he fights for his life on behalf of Pavel. Thank you, Pavel. Please send great love and healing to Malcolm Robinson, who needs our focus right now on behalf of Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, sister. And please also send love to PJ Jan, to Rivki, Malka, Pesi and Dovi Susholtz, who need our love and support right now, as they're in a period of great transition, and that's on behalf of our sister Pearl. To anyone else who has been mentioned since I sent this file, sometimes I miss a name, so please send healing to them. The revolution has begun. Let's evolve with honour and compassion. Yours in peace and love, Peter. Namaste.